Boy, when I tell y'all it is chilly. Nah, it's cold. It's cold. So look here, man. Um, I've been getting a lot of DMs. I've been getting a lot of text messages, right? First of all, man, I want to thank y'all for the support. I want to thank y'all for the support of just, rocking and riding with me, right? So a lot of you guys continuously asking me what is the pain to purpose movement, right? Uh, how did I hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know. Alright. Uh I didn't hit some kind of button on her. Anyway, so tonight, man, I'm gonna talk a little about a little more than government contract. I think I need. There you go. All right. So as y'all can see, I was finna ask you about, did you know that you can possibly turn your defects of character into an asset, right? And what I mean by that, because a lot of y'all asking me, because I get a little personal on here, right? So I was able to turn a lot of my pain into purpose, right? So I can give y'all a quick recap, because a lot of people just want to know the story. So y'all know I'm the owner of CMG. So I was once um, a child, a kid, just like all of us, right? So I've been on my own since I was 12 years old. Because if y'all keeping up with me, a lot of people say, man, why you be giving money away and why you be hiring the kind of people you hire? And so I was once one of those people, the type that I hire, right? So you just never know when the light's gonna cut on for an individual. Now I'm not God. I cannot change the world. I cannot fix the world. But what I can be, I can be part of the change. That's just my perspective on it, right? So um, I've just learned how to turn pain into purpose by way of uh, life skills through landscaping, right? So landscaping really will tell you a whole lot about a man or a woman. But I'm gonna tell you, it's really power in the land. It's really power in the land. But see, a lot of people don't know the story. So I've been on my own, first of all, since I was 12 years old, right? I was 12. What happened was, and I ain't gonna tell y'all the whole story, and we're 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 brushing up on it the more and more we catch up, right? But I was 12 years old, guys, when my mama decided to uh leave me in the house that I was raised in. It was me, my sister, my little sister, my big sister, rest in peace. And I got an older sister that was already gone. But my mama she was supposed to go to a funeral for 3 days. And I'm gonna just bring it up to speed. And she wound up being gone for a month. When that month passed, she called us back and said, "Hey y'all, y'all need to pack y'all clothes. We moving to Chicago." At this time, I'm a 12-year-old young man. I'm the only boy, the only son of four sisters. So naturally, I'm gonna have questions, right? So I'm asking her, "Hey, how do this work? How do you go to a funeral and then all of a sudden you tell us to pack up and we moving, right? So now it's time to move from my friends, this, that, and other. Y'all know how it is when you're 12 years old. You codependent on your friends, you codependent on your school, things of that nature. Anyway, long story short, she used to put them hands on us like we was people in the streets, like she didn't know us. And she probably ain't gonna like this when she see it, but I'm just telling you guys because a lot of y'all asking me what is this turning pain into purpose, right? So one of my main pains that I held near and dear to my heart, right, was abandonment, right? And I'm gonna be open and honest and transparent because a lot of individuals don't understand what's wrong with us. And when I say us, mostly I'm talking about the male, the male era from my generation and above, right? So a lot of us as males, right, we grow up with these issues. We have abandonment issues. We're people pleasers. We're codependent. Um, we have a lot of defects in our character. And one thing about us males, a lot of us are so stubborn or so full of foolish pride to where we would never admit some of these things. And from our lack of admitting it, it only get worse and worse. It's a progressive thing, right? It only progressively get worse. But through identifying these characters, these defects in your character, they progressively get better, right? So when I say I'm turning my pain into purpose, right? One of my pains is abandonment issues. One of my pains is being a people pleaser, right? So I was mistaken as what they call the G, a gangster, right? In my younger years, this was my younger years. Everybody was under the influence that's what I was, right? So let me tell y'all something about the big tough guys, right? The big tough ones. And plenty of them come through here at CMG Landscape and Maintenance. And what I do here, y'all, I break down the layers and I get to the bottom. I get to the root of it, right? I like to see a man or a woman's heart. Who are you really, right? Without the cars, without the clothes, without the money, who are you, right? Without the defects, and how can we bring these defects to the forefront? Anyway, um, so one thing about a man that's in fear, right? And this a man of all colors, creeds, religions, or lack thereof. We will do things to make sure that we comfortable, right? We will wear masks. We will say things we don't mean. We will do things that we don't mean. Um, we will put on these faces when that's really not our actual face. Now, a person can do this for so long until over time they slowly start to become this Frankenstein that they create, right? So there's a way to create something that you're not, and through consistently doing it, slowly that'll become who you is, right? And this worked for both sides of the spectrum, y'all. This worked for both sides of the fence, right? I just been blessed to live two lives in one lifetime, right? So I was once one of them people that I turned into everything that I feared, right? Everything that I was scared of, in order for me to be okay with it, I took it on head first and I handled it according to um what would make me comfortable. You get what I'm saying? So me as a me as a right now I'm 5'6" and I'm all the way grown. I'm 5'6", 130 pounds. So y'all gotta imagine what it felt like growing up in the city of St. Louis in the projects with guys that's 2, 3 times my senior, 2, 3 times my size, right? But one thing my sister and my offspring told me, don't take no wooden nickels and dimes from nobody, right? So this is another thing, guys, I want y'all to understand, and the rest of the world. Before guys like myself, like the younger me, before guys like myself, like the guy that I was, before we old enough to make our own decisions, right? There is a way of thinking that is pushed upon us, right? And if we don't know any better, and we don't have anywhere else to go, then we take on this ideology that somebody else has given to us. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So we start to think like others who couldn't get out the bondage of themselves, or who couldn't get out where they was at, right? So we start to think like these people. They have conversations with us, and based on our perception, based on the way we process information, so now they talking to us, and the way we process information, which they are not 100% sure how we taking what they saying, because they really don't understand what they saying. And I'm not making excuses, y'all. I'm just giving the world a better understanding of the typical male, and that's surrounded by poverty, right? Which that's what I once was. Again, this is one of the reasons that I have tried my best to turn my pain into purpose, because I understand both sides of the spectrum, right? Because I understand that there's a high power, there's something bigger than me that wake me up every single day. Every single day, something, some energy, this energy wakes me up every single day, right? I told y'all the other day, I had a confrontation with somebody that said that I was a self-made millionaire, right? Yeah, I made a few million, but I didn't make it by myself, right? So let's not ever get that twisted. And anybody that can take that claim and is okay with it, that's fine. That's your thing. But I'm not naive enough to know that it's something that wakes me up every morning. And as long as that something is waking me up, my bad. So as long as that something is waking me up, y'all, I fully understand. I fully understand that I got another opportunity. I got another shot to try to get it right. Y'all understand that? Like, I can't hardly read none of this. Okay. Yeah, so I got another opportunity to get it right. So with that being said, what I would like to call it is grace. What I would like to call it is mercy. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not no pastor. I'm not no bishop. I'm not no preacher. But I fully understand that something wakes me up every day. And as long as that something wakes me up, then me as a man, right? As a man that's trying to become a well-rounded individual, I can't really worry about what the next person think about what I'm doing. I can't worry about what the next person's saying about what I'm doing, right? Because I understand at the end of the day, it's me versus me, right? So I was into music real deep, and amongst a whole lot of things. And I got a documentary, a book, and some more things coming out, guys. Because it's a lot of things that I really that I experienced that's it's not YouTubeable. You know what I mean? So you have to get the book. But turning pain into purpose for me, man, it looked like the same grace, the same mercy that has been shed on me, right? I don't know if y'all really understand that in 18 months after buying a push lawnmower, and it wasn't even a whole 18 months, I did $1.8 million cutting grass. Who does that? Like, who does that? I did 1.8, started with no experience, right? None. Didn't know what I was doing. By the end of the year, I did 1.8 million because I got introduced to government contracting. So this same energy, y'all, that I'm speaking of, it has always moved in my favor as long as I consciously, purposely talked to it, tapped into it, right? Right? The pain that I'm turning into purpose, y'all, when I tell y'all, one of my issues was abandonment. Anytime that I prayed or talked to this energy, I always felt like I was no longer by myself, right? I always felt bigger. I always felt stronger. I always felt faster. I always felt like I could do just a little bit more when I tapped into this power, right? So I'm going to fast forward to December 7, 2010. So something took place with me. One of my best friends was murdered Was unalived. I'm sorry. Was unalived. Where I'm from. Me and two of my cousins, we go to um his demonstration. Needless to say, by the end of it, I don't even have a ride home because the two people that I came with, they also was unalived. Um, Me, I was also um hit and almost unalived. So in the process of me being up under this Cadillac Escalade, guys, I can remember it was like yesterday. It was a lot of commotion, a lot of shots going off, and I was up under this truck, y'all, and I told this same energy that if you let me from up under this truck, if you let me from up under this truck, and I skipped out a whole bunch of things, y'all, that has transpired. Like it's too much to say on the line. But I was up under this truck and I said, if you let me from up under this truck, see, I made a vow with the energy. I made a vow, and until today, a lot of y'all wouldn't have never known. I made a vow with that energy. I made a commitment. I made a promise that if it allowed me from up under this truck where, first of all, my best friend is unalived, right? And the two relatives I come with, now I'm stranded. And I got my foot swollen because I done also been hit. I'm hiding up under the truck. 32 of these loud noise things are going off. I don't know how much I can say on it, right? But when I made that vow to this energy, y'all, I had no clue what I was going to do. I had no clue where I was going. I knew that I was leaving where I'm from. I knew I was out, right? Because if I stayed, then the way that my life was set up, guys, then I had to put myself in the same position to where I had to prove myself to everybody around me, right? I had to prove that I would ride for my people, or I had to prove that I would be unalived for my people, because that's the nature of the beast where I'm from. That's the nature of the beast where that's poverty stricken for 9 out of 10 males of my generation and my caliber, right? So when I come from up under this truck, y'all, naturally, I have to go be questioned. I have to go to interrogation. 7 hours, they beat me like I was the villain. But when they let me out, I came to the city and state that I'm in now. And I start trying to figure it out, right? Start trying to figure it out. I dropped out 3 days into the 7th grade, so I had very little education, but I always had a lot of common sense. I said I gotta figure out this life thing, cause I was a survivor. I can survive through anything, but y'all, I just got tired of surviving, and I had a strong desire to live. And when I say live, I wanted to live life on life terms with no violence, I didn't need no whole bunch of cars. I didn't need no whole bunch of clothes no more. I didn't need no whole bunch of all this superficial stuff that I once used to need before I made this vow to this energy that I'm speaking of. So guys, I started to try to figure it out. I had been here a few years. Fast forward to when I bought this lawnmower. Some amazing things happened with it. Like I said, I made about $1.8 million, had no clue what I was doing. And in the process of me not knowing really what I was doing, some kind of way I had hired like 28 employees in the midst of me learning what I was doing. Now, guys, this is why I'm often speaking about this energy, because I would ask this energy to guide me. I would ask this energy to give me its infinite wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of its will for me. And at that point in time, it obviously had to be its will, because I had no clue what the hell I was doing. None. Now, how many people do you know don't know what they doing can net $1.8 million? I'm not saying I'm the only one, but what I'm saying is whether they understand it or not, they tapped into the same energy, or it's another energy that the principles that they look similar. They just don't feel the same. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, it feels like I'm being of service when I'm doing my job, which is being of service. When I'm allowing people the same grace, the same mercy, no judgment, no ridicule. Man, for me, life skill through landscape is my contribution to earth. That's how I give back, right? So like I say, I've hired over 350 individuals, but what I noticed along the way that it was some people possess more than just being an employee, right? I have come across a bunch of people that possess that same energy or that same connection with the energy that I got. So that's what motivated me to start assisting people with starting, growing, and scaling their own, because I've been through enough situations where they don't have to go through that, right? They don't have to go through it. Now, one thing about it, entrepreneurship is not the simplest thing, but it ain't the hardest thing. How I look at it, you're going to be stressed out one way or the other. You're going to be stressed out whether you're working for somebody or you're working for yourself. Stress is prevalent, it's coming. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, so that fill-in was just for the females and the males that keep asking me about how I turn my pain into purpose. I've actually been in my sleep, I've been stabbed 5 times. I've been shot 3 times. Cut my main artery. I needed a blood transfusion. I checked off the planet out of Earth for about 3.5 minutes. I had to get a blood transfusion. So guys, my walk is different, right? So my execution is gonna be different. A lot of people be like, man, you shouldn't hire such and such, such and such. Or why you coaching them to try to, they ain't gonna do nothing with it. Look, I go off energy. I go off how it feel, right? I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what they may have did to you or said to you, or that really ain't got nothing to do with me, right? When I wake up, I'm by myself. When it's time for me to go in that box, guess who I'm gonna be with? I'm gonna be by myself. So the main thing to me is my contributions here on this earth before I leave. What are my contributions? What have I given to the universe? What have I given to the world? Now, don't get it twisted, y'all. I'm not perfect. Man, I ain't perfect by a long shot. But at the end of the day, I do the best, do my best at being the best version of me. In spite of what everybody else doing. In spite of what everybody else saying. I don't care what you saying, doing, none of that. Right? Can you do the job that I'm going to hire you for? And until then, you know what I'm saying? Until then, that's what it is. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm just feeling y'all laying on the Pain to Purpose mission, the Pain to Purpose movement. This is a whole, when y'all see me say I turn my pain to purpose or I turn my pain to profit, I'm not talking about cash. Even though I make okay. I make okay, right? But I'm not talking about profiting off cash. I'm talking about I'm profiting off prosperity. I'm profiting off peace. Peace of mind, just knowing that I did the right thing, that I did right by somebody. That way, if they do anything wrong to me, then whatever I do at that point justified because I did the right thing by you. You get what I'm saying? Which has not always been the case. So for 14 years, guys, I have been on this mission, a mission to become a well-rounded individual. Whether I'm whether I'm making millions or whether I'm broke, I've been on a mission, man, to become spiritually first and foremost fit, mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, responsibly. That's way around it. Man, do y'all understand the amount of work that it takes to do those on a consistent basis? And neither one of those outside of the financial has anything to do with money, right? You can't buy discipline, guys. You can't buy perseverance. You can't go to the store and say, "Hey, let me get a pack of perseverance I need a pack of perseverance for." You got two for. You can't buy it. You can't go get a whole. You can't go to the store and get a bag of forgiveness, right? These are things you got to work on. But the only way we work on some of this stuff, man, is by open-mindedly, wholeheartedly admitting to these defects so we can slowly revert, do a 180 and turn them into an asset. It's possible. Can't nobody tell me nothing different. Yeah, I got a bunch of stories and on my YouTube channel, which I'm turning this place. This is the commercial property I bought. It's more offices in here. I bought this about 3 years ago, all from government contract money. But I'm turning this into a portion of it into a podcast, just so I can get my story out. And I'm gonna more or less get my story out, guys. It won't be for boasting, bragging rights. It won't be for brownie points or stripes. It'll be for purity motivation, man, to let the individual know that no matter how many mistakes you made, bro, no matter how much wrong you think you may have done, if that energy that I'm speaking of woke you up, you got another shot to get it right. Don't worry about yesterday and don't look too far in the future. Don't future trip and don't hold on to the past. Today, what's gonna be your contribution? Today, how you gonna compete and beat the guy or girl that you was yesterday? Today is what matter. Cause yesterday gone and tomorrow ain't came. You feel what I'm saying? Yesterday gone, tomorrow ain't got here yet. What you gonna do today? How you gonna do your best at being the best version of yourself? What is gonna be your contribution? My contribution just so happened to be life skill through landscape. That's my contribution for now. I believe in elevation. I believe in evolution. So I believe that we're in different stages at different points of our purpose in life. It come in stages. This just so happened to be one of them. But for 2025, I'm gung-ho dedicated to creating at least 50 more of me, but possibly better than me's, right? Because what I didn't have was somebody like me to say, "Hey, Chris, hey, Mr. CMG, before I lost $2-3 million trying to learn government contracting and how to run a business, what's profit and loss statements, how do I read a RFP, what's a solicitation, how much percentage does I..." It was a lot going on when I first started. So me coaching y'all, that's another one of my contributions, right? It's gonna be 50 individuals for 2025 that start, grow, and scale. They own landscape company with no experience, the same way I did. Because guess what? 8 years ago, I didn't have experience. 9 years ago, I didn't have experience. 10 years ago, I didn't have experience. Right? I didn't even have experience, y'all, when I did the $1.8 million. I had no clue what I was doing. But I was consistently making income. And then I started to figure out, okay, right? After my payroll over exceeded what it's supposed to, after my equipment repairs over exceeded what it was supposed to. My profit and loss statements was looking crazy in that 18 months because at that point in time, I didn't fully understand what I was getting involved in. All that has changed. All that has changed. You can basically, I'll hold the title as a landscape expert. I hold that, right? I have been awarded over $10 million in government contracts. Over 10 million, right? So I believe that would consider me as an expert. I, I'll take that, right? Um, but if I knew that I didn't need the overhead that I got now, right? If I knew that then, if I knew then what I know now, I would have came in the game the same way that I'm teaching y'all. Less overhead, no employees, not having your own equipment. You don't need any of that to do government contracting. You don't need none of it. All you need to do is understand exactly what the structure should look like for your local, state, or federal government when you working for them. Whichever agency that you're gonna be working for, all you need to know is what the procurement portal looking like, how to read the solicitation, what the RFP look like, what the RFQ look like. How do you fill this in? Do you understand the verbiage? Do you understand what they asking you for? A lot of y'all not gonna understand it in the beginning. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, right? So for anybody, man, that really that's counting themselves out, if you trying to get more time, um, if you tired of trading your time to build somebody else's legacy, y'all tap in. If you tired of being afraid of being late because you may lose your job, y'all, when y'all see this, lock in, right? Ain't no, ain't no cap in the rap, in my rap. Y'all can go to my Instagram at Chris Connections and y'all see what I do. And y'all see what I have been doing repeatedly year after year after year. I have 33 um, active mentees engaging in the government contract space, being awarded contracts, no matter whether it's DBE, MBE, SBE, WOSB, Women of Small Business, MBE, Minority Business Enterprises. And a lot of this stuff, guys, as long as you own 51% of your own entity, right? And you make less than 1.36 million per fiscal year, guess what? You can do the same thing that I'm doing. You can do the exact same thing. It's not as difficult as I made it my first 2 years doing it. I made it difficult. I made it a lot more hard, guys, because I had 28 other families, 28 other guys that was relying on me, depending on me, and I was trying to figure everything out in the beginning all by myself, right? So again, y'all, I'm gonna show you how not to do that. I'm gonna show you how not to get the overhead I got, how not to have your profit and loss statements looking crazy like mine. I'm gonna show you how to file your taxes where you're gonna be able to show profit because most small businesses, y'all trying to not show the profit and then wonder why you can't purchase a house, why you can't purchase land, why you can't get things because y'all not showing the money made, right? So it's important, man. My strongest suggestion, what I could tell a lot of you guys and girls, even if you don't have experience, if you want to start growing scale, your own service or product-based business, preferably landscaping, um, I couldn't see nobody else. I couldn't see nobody but me being with me. You know what I mean? Um, Again, I've hired over 350 individuals, regular men and women. Actually, some of those guys are still here now. I got employees y'all that been with me for 5, 6 years. So that'll tell you a lot. I also, I'm great at team building. I show you how to build you a team. I show you the methods that I show you the methods that you can use um to speak to a man's heart and not his logic, not his head. You know what I mean? That way, um, you guys won't be bumping heads for the ones that's already doing the service. Like if you already got a landscape company, if I was you, I would stay in it, and I'm gonna show you how to do it two ways. I'm gonna show you how to do it with your in-house crew, and I'm gonna also show you how to do it whether it's local, state, or federal, in town and out of town. But with that being said, YouTubers, I'll give y'all a little more insight on my story. Just remember, we left off at I was 12. Um, it was time to move, and then tomorrow I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. In that process, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you a little bit now, right? So when it was time to move, cause I done started talking about it now, so y'all know I'm feeling the way. When it was time to move, here come this big guy. That's a total stranger. It's about 220 pounds. I was about 5 feet. I probably was like 98 pounds then. Wet with bricks in my pocket, right? He come in and he moving all the furniture, right? So I asked my mom, I'm like, who is this? Like, who is this dude? So she puff up at me, hit me with the boop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop. Don't be asking me questions. You think you grown, woo, wah, woo, right? So I grab her, y'all. I'm like, hold up. I'm just asking, how did this work? So long or the short, she tell me, I'm thinking I'm being grown. She put them hands on me, them Duke threes. They jump in the U-Haul and leave. I'm in the house about 3 weeks. The lights get shut off. Boom, right? I'm talking about, can you imagine? Look, can you imagine being 12 years old in the house that you was raised in? Your mama leave you, move to another city, another state. Boom, lights get cut off. So now it's time for me to go, right? Hold up. I'm like, she straight ain't coming back. Okay. Go over my partner Leonard's house. Leonard, hope you see this, man. Leonard's still alive and kicking it. Leonard and Miss Williams, y'all. I went over my partner's house. And I stayed there about a week. And she came to me like, hey, Chris. Hey, where your mama at? This is a true story, y'all. She say, hey, where your mama at? I'm like, she moved to Chicago. And she was like, why she ain't take you with her? Back then I was little, I was too embarrassed to tell her. I said, I don't know if she coming back to get me though. Just cause y'all, at the time I couldn't believe that she really it's been another 3 weeks. She ain't came back, she ain't called, I ain't talked to her, nothing. I don't know if they made it to Chicago or not. Y'all, this is a true story. But guess what? At the end of the day, y'all, even with me telling y'all about this story about my mother, I love her dearly. I love her. That's my number one lady. I love her because now that I'm older, right, I no longer hold that anger. I no longer hold that resentment. I no longer hold that pain. And I fully understand that she was doing the best that she could with what she had, which wasn't a lot, but she was doing the best that she could. So, y'all, I used to hold this so dear. Boy, I'm going to be telling y'all my story on this YouTube since I done start pulling it out, right? Yeah, I used to tear the city up. I used to tear the city up because I was hurt. I was hurt. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So Linda mama like, hey, you ain't going to be able to stay here. I'm like, okay, I'm about to go. I'm like, okay. So she told me I had to leave. So yeah, I'm leaving. I'm walking the streets of St. Louis, and I'm like, I don't got nowhere to go. So I go over one of my partner's house, and he was a little older. And his people used to work in the army. In the U.S., they was in the military. So I get hold to you know what I mean, a little woo-wah, you know what I mean? I tell him, hey man, give me one of them things, man. I gotta do something. I'm hungry. I'm talking about physically. Like I ain't ate y'all in days. I ain't slept in weeks. I got a song called that. I ain't slept in days. I ain't ate in weeks. Yeah, but that's something else too. I told you I was in music. Anyway, so I go to the grocery store and somebody coming out and I wind up getting in trouble. Yeah, I wind up getting in a lot of trouble. And while I was in trouble, y'all, I was wondering like, okay, how did I get here? What happened? And I was trying to make excuses. Um, Again, I'm the only boy. I'm making excuses for my mama. I'm trying to make myself feel better about it. But it wouldn't help. The pain wouldn't stop. Yeah. I wanted my mama. I wanted my daddy. I wanted my little sisters. Like I was in there tripping, y'all. I was wigging out. So I wound up being gone for a while, 12 years old. Um, and the only way that I can get out of the trouble that I was in, um, I needed my parent consent. So in the trouble that I was in, they used to have levels, right? It used to go like level 1 day 1, 1 day 2, 1 day 3, all the way up to 16. Then after you get to level 16, you'll get a new level. So it's 2 day 1, 2 day 2. And after you get on level 3 day 16, you got pizza party, ice cream, stay up to 2 o'clock and watch a movie. It just so happened the weekend before I was on level 3. The weekend before I'm about to get out the trouble that I'm in, my mama and my daddy, they come sign me out. I break down crying, y'all. I'm crying. She like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm on level 3. Like, can't you come and get me tomorrow? She break down crying, y'all. I'm wondering why she crying. I'm crying, she crying. I'm like, why you crying? She like, you want to stay here? I'm like, see, that was the first sign of y'all me understanding that something was wrong. I wanted to stay in the trouble that I was in because I was surrounded by a bunch of dysfunctional individuals that I would call my brothers, right? See, we had a trauma bond. Y'all, we was bonded by trauma. We was bonded by abandonment. We was bonded by abuse, whether it was mental, physical, or emotional. We had a bond, right? We all understood each other. Guess what, y'all? That still goes on. It's going on at this very moment. Right now in America. It's going on right now. So many of us have trauma bonds. But you can't get most individuals to take a step back and figure out, okay, it's some more work to be done. Especially if they got a pocket full of money. Oh, they got a pocket full of money? You can forget it. You can forget it. Not her though, because guess what? We all getting money around her. But remember what I said. We after some stuff, y'all, money can't buy. We after forgiveness. We after purpose, perseverance, right? Resilience, faith. How many of y'all done went and got a half a pound of faith from Kroger, National, Snooks, whatever store in your? How many times you done went and got let me get a half a pound of faith. I got $40. Can I get a pound? It ain't for sale. You got to work for it, bro. You got to work for it. You know what I mean? Everybody getting money. Everybody getting money. We want everybody getting money. So what? So what? Who cares? Right? And that's what we do here, man, at CMG Landscape and Maintenance, man. I'm more than a landscaper, y'all. I'm a miracle. I'm a walking, talking miracles, but so is you. If you watching this live, bro, you's a walking, talking miracle. And you got a chance and the opportunity, man, in the morning to get it right. You got another shot if the high power that I speak of, that energy wake you up tomorrow. You got another shot to get it right. Grace, mercy, bro. You can turn your pain to purpose. Y'all, it's a guide. It's a pain to purpose guide link in my bio. I want y'all to listen, bro. Brothers and sisters, I want y'all to, it's a free pain to purpose guide. If you somebody with a pain, if you have ever been abandoned, if you ever been angry, had resentment, somebody left you, somebody told you you ain't good enough, somebody told you you can't do it, I want you to check out that pain to purpose guide. If you got the pain of trying to please somebody, you trying to please the person, and they not putting the same amount of effort into pleasing you, I want you to get that free pain to purpose guide. Is free. Anybody that's willing to take a look at theyself, bro, I challenge you. I challenge anybody that watched this live. Get that free pain to purpose guide. The link is in my bio. Let's get to the root of some other issues. I just look like this, y'all. I just look like this. I done been blessed to live 2 lives in 1 lifetime. And I'm not about to allow not 1 breath in my lungs to go in vain. Not 1. Right? Not 1. I give strangers money. I give strangers opportunities. But I'm really giving myself the ability of knowing that I could be of service. Right? It looked like I'm doing it for them, but y'all, I'm really doing it for me. I'm doing it for myself because I don't want to go back to that dark place. I don't want to go back to that stinking thinking that I once had daily. Right? I ain't going back. I will continue to exercise life skill through landscape, man. Do my best at being the best version of myself. To the best of my ability. As long as I'm understanding and recognizing that there's a higher power and an energy that keep waking me up so I can get another shot to do it right. But y'all, I feel y'all in on some more of the story tomorrow. Y'all got to start tapping in with me, man. I'm going to tell y'all how this all started. But for the meantime, it's a free pain to purpose guide. The link is in bio. I want to tap in with some of y'all, man. I'm sure I can be of great assistance to the masses, to a lot of y'all. I don't care if you got $30 million, right? Some of us gonna be able to look at this live and our bank account full, but something still feel like it ain't right. Our bank account full, but you still feel like something missing. If you one of them people, man, I want you to get that free pain to purpose guide. The link in bio. Whether you're a male or a female, tap in, y'all. And look, I don't care your color, your religion, your lack of, I don't care about any of that. All I care about is that I'm surrounded by a bunch of individuals that's like-minded, and we all trying to do the same thing. And we understand that iron sharpens iron. I also got a free school community. My free school community, the Pain to Purpose will be coming out. But for right now, the Government Millionaires, y'all can follow me at Chris Connections on another platform, Instagram. But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to sign out. Let's catch back up tomorrow. I'll fill y'all in. I'm out.